Today I'm going to show you the top foods that you can only find in New Zealand. These are all delicious foods, snack foods, yummy foods, and I'm really excited to show you. So the first one that we have here is of course fish and chips, which actually originated in Portugal it turns out, but made its way to England and of course made its way to New Zealand and has been a staple ever since. So it comes in this grease-proof paper like this, a little package like this, with sellotape. So you literally just rip it open like this, and you spread it out, and you just eat it like that. So it's got some yummy bits of fish, some mussels, and of course some chips. So this is literally just deep-fried fish and deep-fried chips on paper with salt, typically had with tomato sauce, and best had after a long hot summer's day at the beach with a wee bit of tomato sauce, and it's just absolutely delicious. So this, my friends, is our first typically Kiwi dish. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know if there's anything else I've missed, any other delicacies or any other typically Kiwiana food that you want to see or that I haven't thought of. But I've seen a lot of videos about New Zealand food, and this one is from a Kiwi perspective. What we actually eat, what we love, things you can only find here, things that I miss when I go overseas. And I think, you know what? I really just want to have some fish and chips or something yummy. So let me know what you think. Cheers! Look, these are the mussels. Like, wow. That is a big ass mussel, look at that. Inside, crispy, look at this crispy batter. And inside it's just a big, delicious mussel. And while you're eating your fish and chips, the second item that I've got for you that is so typical Kiwi, typical Kiwiana, and actually just plain delicious is LMP, which is this drink right here. And it's literally called L and P, like the letter L and the letter P. So L stands for lemon and P stands for Pairoa, which is a place in New Zealand. So it's lemon and Pairoa, named after the place. And you crack it open, and it's so delicious. It's like this kind of caramel color. That is it there. It's like this kind of caramel clear thing, and it's kind of lemony, kind of sweet, and kind of hard to describe actually, so you kind of have to try it for yourself. And if you're still not full from your fish and chips, the next thing that you might want to tuck into is some kumara, which is so yummy and delicious. It's like this, it's basically like a potato, right? But it's a lot sweeter. So it's also known as a sweet potato. It can come as an orange kumara or a red kumara. And it's a delicious, juicy vegetable. It grows in the ground like a potato, so it's also known as a sweet potato. And it is the mighty kumara. So this one, I've cooked it all up, and it looks literally like a potato, but it's kind of a slightly different color. It's like a little bit darker. It looks maybe a bit green in the side, but it's definitely not green. It's like that. It's actually a common, or I shouldn't say common, but a traditional way to eat kumara is in a thing called a hangi, which is like an underground cooking pit that the Māori use to cook their food. Personally, I've actually surprisingly never been to a hangi, so I can't truthfully say that it's a common thing. I would love to attend one, so if anyone's watching and they have a hangi, I would love to come. But yeah, so I can't actually say that it's a common way to eat it, but it is known as a way to eat it in New Zealand. So if you are lucky enough to come across a hangi, make sure you do that, because that is a special thing that can only be done in New Zealand. So cheers to the kumara. This is the second course, is a big yummy bowl of sweet potato. So once you've had a bite of the kumara, you can polish off the main course with the one and only New Zealand Marmite. So this is actually well known in New Zealand. It's like basically a spread that you put on toast or bread. Definitely don't eat it by itself. It's quite a bitter taste. It's actually made out of yeast extract, which is like a offshoot, is that what you call it, from beer? So Yeah, I was looking into the history and I'm so sad to say that it is actually not invented in New Zealand. It was invented somewhere else. I can't remember exactly where now, but so sad to say. But it is nevertheless very common here, and strangely enough you'd actually only find it here as far as I know. On my travels around the world I've never seen it anywhere else. So this is the Marmite, and it's so strange. People, when they see it, they're like, why would you put that on toast? It's literally a black spread. Like if you look at it, it's literally just like a black goo. And it's a really interesting kind of smell. Like it smells like kind of burnt, but like caramelized burned. And kind of, yeah, I can only describe it as like caramelized burned, but it's actually so delicious. And the key, the secret I should say, to getting Marmite to taste nice is a nice thin spread. Definitely don't goo it all on like jam or honey or anything like that. It's like, actually like the thinner the better, so it's a bit backwards like that. But you literally just take a tiny little bit like this and you do a nice little thin spread across your toast. Yeah, just like that. You should be able to still see the marge quite a bit. And that literally is how you eat Marmite toast, everyone. Yeah, there's a bit of a war, no, I shouldn't say war, but debate. There's this thing called Vegemite, which is well known in Australia. And it's really a taste, eh? Some people like Vegemite, some people like Marmite. Honestly, I hate Vegemite, it tastes so gross. But at the same time, I'm happy to eat Marmite, so yeah, definitely try it if you come here, because you won't find it anywhere else. Good luck eating Marmite. And now I'm going to show you a selection of kiwi treats, what we actually eat for dessert, what's a typical dessert menu in New Zealand. I'm so excited for this part because I love our treats. Let's kick dessert off with fairy bread. Yep, that's right, like fairies. So fairy bread is, I'm so excited when I started researching what it's about. It actually genuinely was created in New Zealand, people. Yeah, so it basically is just literally white bread with margarine or butter and hundreds and thousands on top, which aka sprinkles, I'm pretty sure that's what they call them in the rest of the world. We call them hundreds and thousands. I'm so sad that I actually didn't have any in my cupboard, what a bad Kiwi, but I had some different kind of sprinkles, so this is like near enough to fairy bread. So anyway, this is bread, margarine, and sprinkles on top, and that gives it, oh my god, let's not lose it. And that, my friends, is fairy bread. And it's delicious, and it's actually delicious, you should totally try it. Really good. It's like sweet and buttery. Kids' birthday parties in New Zealand, it's like the first thing that they make. Literally, it's not a kid's birthday party in New Zealand without fairy bread. The next treat that I'm going to introduce you guys to is called pineapple lumps. Pineapple lumps are a type of sweet, I should say, and they can only be found in New Zealand. This is in here. Pineapple lumps. Oh. And so they are so yummy. They are literally just little, like, what do they call these, candies? But they're like little lollies. We call them lollies in New Zealand. Not candies, not sweets, they're called lollies. So they're called pineapple lumps, and they're covered in chocolate like this. They're tiny, and inside they have a pineapple flavored what do you call this, like a stretchy gooey pineapple flavored toffee, and they're so good. In all honesty, I haven't eaten one of these for like probably about 5 years because I went vegan, and I've really missed them actually. So I feel a bit bad to be eating them because they're covered obviously in dairy. But they're so good. Just one. Yeah, it's really actually so good. They're like pineapple flavored lollies. I mean, Pineapple is not even like a fruit that grows naturally here, so who knows why they made it pineapple. But hey, they did. Oh, and fun fact, pineapple lumps explode in the oven. I tried making pineapple lump muffins this one time, and at the end, after 10 minutes, I opened the oven and it literally like exploded. Like my entire oven was yellow. I'm so excited about all this kiwi food. It's making me so happy. The next exciting kiwi speciality is the beautiful and delicious and tasty lolly cake. So basically it's so yummy. It's got these little, we call them Eskimos, and they're basically like little puffy lollies, aka candies or sweets, we call them lollies. You literally just get all these tiny little marshmallow, no, they're not marshmallows, they're like tiny little puffy Eskimo lolly things. Cut them all up, you get smashed up biscuits, aka cookies, because that's what everyone else calls them. You get these little like plain vanilla biscuits, you smash them all up, you cut up all the tiny little fluffy Eskimos together, and then you just roll it all together with some margarine, some coconut condensed milk, flatten it, cut it up, and then sprinkle it with desiccated coconut. And let me tell you, you have to try it. I'll send you the recipe, it's that good because it's so addictive. It's so like, I can't even describe it. It's like kind of coconutty and sweet. And it's so addictive. That's why I only bought a slice A, because if you make it, you smash the whole thing and you just can't even stop. So it's really yummy. It's like you just break it like that, and it's got all these little like lollies inside. It's literally a cake made out of lollies, hence the name lolly cake. So you can normally find these in any kind of bakery, dairies. The smell of it. Oh, I love the smell of it. You can find it, it's like a brownie, but it's so good. You find it in any bakery, any dairy. I went off this for ages when I turned vegan. But then I realized it can be made with coconut condensed milk. It doesn't actually have to be normal condensed milk, so it can totally still be done. And it's absolutely worth it and absolutely delicious. So cheers on your search to finding lolly cake. Yum. The next dessert item we have, and almost the final one, it pairs very well with the final one, then is this delicious Hokey Pokey ice cream right here. It was invented in 1953 by a man called Brian Simon in Dunedin. And it was originally vanilla ice cream with like a toffee, but then in the 1980s they changed it, and now it has vanilla ice cream with these little tiny little hard toffee balls. So this right here is Hokey Pokey ice cream. So delicious. It's typical Kiwi food because it was invented here, and it's tiny little toffee balls and tiny little hard toffee balls and vanilla ice cream. So you're eating vanilla ice cream, and then all of a sudden you get this little crunch of toffee, and it's like, oh, just fills the soul with joy. But obviously you can't just eat a whole tub of ice cream. I mean, who does that? The real reason we have the Hokey Pokey here is because I want to introduce you to our final exciting typical Kiwi food, which will be found at every household on Christmas Day in New Zealand, which is not Christmas, without a pavlova, which I'm sure a lot of people have heard of because it's fairly famous around the world. And it basically is a giant meringue, like a giant egg meringue, with typically whipped cream and strawberries on top. So it's a giant pavlova, a giant meringue with whipped cream and strawberries on top. I have put, oh my god, whoopsie. I have put coconut cream on my one because I don't support the dairy industry, but that's another video. And strawberries. And it's so good. It's like light and fluffy and just such a nice end to a typical Kiwi meal. But there's a bit of a debate actually, because Australia thinks that they invented it, Kiwis think that they invented it. There's different stories. Nobody really knows who to believe. Obviously, I think it was from New Zealand because it's so famous here. Everybody loves it so much. And I'm Kiwi, so I can't exactly go and say that the Australians invented it. But it's so yummy. I mean, if you're not hungry by now, you should be. Because look how good that looks. It's so, like, delicious. Oh my god, like, yum. So, honestly, I can't say that it gets any more Kiwi than that. This is the best way, this is the best food. I really hope you come to New Zealand, try our delicious food, our delicious desserts, our delicious snacks. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe because my 500th subscriber, I'm going to be giving something away. I'm not going to say yet because I don't want to give it away. So please subscribe. And on that note, I'm going to go and enjoy my pavlova.